When I am dead, my darling, sing no sad songs for me.
Winter sunlight filters through the greasy cafe window, and I am struck by the underlying even tranquility of the scene before me. I transform it into a kind of extended metaphor. The traffic roars, and the Saturday shoppers push past each other, laden down with last-minute Christmas gifts. Survival of the fittest. Every man for himself today, but the tarmac and the paving stones themselves remain the same. Dark. Consistent. Grey. A smile flickers across my lips as the bell rings and she pushes the door open. As she sees me, registers my smile and hesitates. She realises I've seen her and it's too late to turn back now, so she tenses, straightens her back and pulls out a seat. I'm waiting for her to speak, and she's waiting for me, so we sit in silence for a couple of minutes. She doesn't take off her coat, but she cracks first.
What do you want?
I want somebody to get the point.
What point?
I can see the tension stretched across her face. I decide to break it. No one can ever, and will ever, and maybe even should ever understand exactly what I mean. However loudly I shout, no one will ever hear me. Really, hear me. She shakes her head and looks away and moves as if to leave. So I reach across the table to pull her back down. She withdraws her hand from the egg white before I can reach her, but she sits anyway. The moment is beautifully digested.
Are you still in love with me?
Her question surprises me, so I answer. I don't remember ever saying I was. We revert to silence.
Why did you do it?
She's assuming her role more willingly now. Her questions, not mine. I register her tone and laugh.
You're sick.
I'm getting help.
Good.
Her eyes flicker downwards. She concentrates on the napkin dispenser. Cold. Metallic. Mechanical. You hate me, don't you? She reaches for a paper serviette and begins tearing off the corners. I'm glad you hate me. I think I prefer you that way. She is still awake when I come in.
What time is it?
Late. She sits up, turns on the bedside light.
Where were you?
Out with a friend.
Which friend?
You don't know him. She gets out of bed and walks to the window.
You don't love me at all, do you?
Of course I love you. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter.
No, it does matter. What's going on? She sits down on top of a chair, covered in our clothes, and runs her fingers through her hair.
I think I'm going mad.
I crouch in front of her and place a warm hand on her shoulder. Even though I've just come in from the street, she's colder than I am.
I know I'm being irrational. I know there's nothing wrong. I know you love me and I love you, and that's the only thing that should matter. But I feel like something is so incredibly wrong, and I don't know what, and I don't know how to fix it. I feel like something terrible is going to happen. Something terrible is going to happen to you, to us. There's nothing I can do to stop it.
I hush her and tell her not to be silly. Of course nothing terrible is going to happen. It's fine. It's great. We're happy! We're happy! We're happy! The scene changes, and we're in the cafe.
I don't know why I came here today.
Because you love me. In spite of... Because of... She smiles. I don't understand why she's smiling!
No,
Her voice cracks.
that's not what I want at all.
I have fallen out of recognition. I am beyond it. I want you to hit me. I want you to slap me, and I want to catch your hand, and then what? She is half out of her seat already, leaning towards me. Suddenly I'm crying, and everyone in the cafe is looking at us. I'm conscious of being at the centre of a scene, and I'm glad of it. I follow her out into the street. Evening comes early at this time of year, and the sky is starting to blacken. The orange street lamps illuminate the faces of the Christmas crowds, weighted down with their plastic shopping bags. Their eyes shine yellow in the lamplight, and I can feel them closing in. She has her back to me. She takes a deep breath, turns to face me, places her fingers on my lips.
Look at me.
An old sick wave of panic wells up and recedes back down my throat into the pit of my stomach. I take her hand from my mouth and hold it in mine. What's to follow is unclear.